Hello friends, welcome to Codes Laboratory, and in this session we will be discussing about for loop in Java. Okay, so we will be discussing this for loop with the help of 3 points which I have written here. Like first point is how to use for loop in Java. So we'll be discussing one by one all these points. So let's take a look at the first point, like how do we use for loop in Java. Okay, so first, as you can see, I have created one class called for loop. In that I have created one main method. So what I have done in that, first I have created one for loop with for keyword, and in this I have created one variable of integer type I and initialized this with 1. And after that I have applied one condition on the variable which I have just created in our for loop, and the condition is the I should be less than or equals to 10. So till the value of I will be 10, the condition will be true and this loop will keep on executing. But once the I will be 11, then the condition will be false and it will not go into the body of for loop. Okay, so at the end what I have done, I have raised the value of I by 1 every time. So let's just try to understand like how this for loop will be executed. So first the compiler will come here, and in the starting it will create one variable in the memory called I, and it will initialize this I variable with 1. Then it will come here and it will check the condition, like 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes, the condition is true. It will go inside the body and it will print the value of I is 1. And after that, from here it will go here. So here what it will do, it will raise the value of I by 1, and now the value of I will be 2, and then it will keep on checking the condition. If 2 is less than equals to 10, yes, it is true, and it will come inside, it will print value of I is 2. Then it will come here again, the value of I will be raised by 1. Now this time the value of I will be 3. Then it will check this condition. As it is true, it will come here, and this process will keep on executing till the value of I will be 11. Once the value of I will be 11, this condition will be false and this for loop will be over. So let's just try to execute our code so that we will get to know exactly whether it is working like that or not. Okay, so it says value of I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is the way like how you use for loop in Java. Let's move to the point 2, and point 2 says where you can use for loop. So I have written some points in our program to explain you like where you can use the for loops in Java, and let me bring it here. Okay, so I have written these 4 points. So it says if you are having some activity which is required to repeat for the fixed number of times, as you can see in the above code, we were required to perform this particular statement or to execute this particular statement for 10 times when the value of I will be 1 to the value of I is 10. Another point says to access the data present in an array or array list, linked list on the basis of their indexing. It means if you wanted to access some data which is present in array list or in an array, so on the basis of indexing you can access that data. Third point says to access the data present in Excel sheet, table or double dimensional array. So with the help of nested for loop, we can access that data. We can access the data which is present in double dimensional array or in some table. Okay, so fourth point says to print the pattern in Java. Okay, so this we will see later in our programming series. Okay, so let's just try to understand all these points and let's just try to conclude. Well, you can have n number of possibilities, but if you will be able to connect yourself with these possibilities which I have written, like these 4 possibilities, believe me, you will be able to relate your for loop concepts everywhere which will be required to use for loop or in every situations. Okay, so this was about the point 2, like where you can use for loop. So third point says how many ways you can use this for loop. Okay, so I have already written that also. Let me just fetch it for you. Okay, so as you can see, point 3.1 says simple for loop. So whatever you have just seen, we call it simple for loop. This is the simple for loop. So it says 3.1 point. Okay, so 3.2 point says for each loop. Okay, so let me show you what is for each loop and how you can access that. So in the earlier point you have seen like to access the data present in an array or in a list. So let me show you like how you can access the data present in an array while using the for each loop. Okay, so as you can see, first we have created one array of number of integer type. In this we have added few values like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so here we have used for each loop. So what we have done, we have created for loop. We have created one variable called num of integer type, and we have used colon here, not semicolon, colon, and after that will be required to write our array variable. So what it will do, it will keep on initialize, this num variable will keep on initialize from this number array, and it will print the number every time. So let's just try to execute this code so that you will be able to understand it more. So as you can see, the num is 1 2 3 4 5 6 till 9. So in this way you can use the for loop to iterate your array, to iterate your array list. You can also iterate the list like collections list or array list in the same way. Okay, so this was about the for each loop, and the third point is named for loop. So what do we have in that? Let me show you, and why it will be required to use the named for loop and how it can enhance the performance of your code. Okay, so over here I'm having two-dimensional variable called name, and what it contains, it contains three rows in which it contains three names, and the zeroth row contains Ajay, Vijay, Ramesh. First row contains Mickey, Jerry, Tom. The row contains Rock, John, and Undertaker. So as you can see, I have written here the named loop, which I have given the tag for this loop. So how it will be beneficial for us, I will just let you know in next few couple of seconds. So first just ignore this named loop colon. So what we have done, we wanted to, as you already know, like we wanted to iterate our two-dimensional array. So what will be required here, will be required to write nested for loop. So as you can see, we have done that, like int I, that will be running till name of length, and I plus plus. Inside of this we are having another for loop, and in that we are having one variable of j, and that will also be running till the length of number, name length. And in that we have checked like name I dot j, if it is equals to Jerry, then it will print Jerry is present in name. And after that we have used break statement, and in break statement we have given the name of the name loop. Why it is beneficial for us? So in this case, as our requirement was just to check whether Jerry is present in our array or not. So once it will be get to know like Jerry is present, if you will simply use the break statement, it will simply break this particular for loop, but it will keep on running for the next value of I. So just to break the outer loop will be required to use name loop. So if you will write name loop here, so what it will do, once it will come into the body of this particular if statement, it will simply break this particular for loop. Okay, so let's just try to execute like the last code, and let's see what it says. Okay, so it says Jerry present a name. If we will not give the name loop here, and after this break statement, let me show you like how it will keep on going. We'll write test here. So as you can see, on the second or on the first row it will get to know like the Jerry is present, and then it will keep on checking for twice, as you can see for this row. So that is why we are using the name loop to break this condition, and in this way it will not execute these system.out.println statement, because it will finally break this particular for loop from here once the conditions will be matched. Let's just try to execute. As you can see, after we are getting the text, it is not executing our for loop. Okay, so guys, this was all for this session. I hope you must have enjoyed this. Please stay tuned and happy learning.